Hey everybody, welcome to the Catchin Up with Carter and Fam podcast show, brought to you by myself on YouTube right now, but I plan on getting it on other platforms thanks to a couple other people that are out there doing real podcasts. A couple of those guys are going to help me get out there. But, oh man, I tell you, 2020 was a freaking crazy year for many, many people, me including. Most of you know I lost my mom to COVID that year. It's really jacked up. And a lot of other things, Black Lives Matter movement and Kobe Bryant dying and COVID. And geez, 2020 was crazy. But there's another thing that happened in 2020. Do you remember what show, one of the shows that got gigantic on Netflix? And it got big everywhere. Tiger King, right? I didn't watch it in 2020 myself. I was busy watching other stuff and having children and all kinds of other crazy things going on, right? But 2021, we had some time where my fiance and I watched it. I don't even know how we got on it. We were looking for a show, something different to binge watch. We got done with a couple really good ones like Bates Motel and Orange is the New Black. Love those ones. Anyway, so I'm like, you know what? Let's just check out Tiger King. So we watched an episode. We got hooked in like 30 seconds. Couldn't believe the shit that was allowed to go down for that long with animals. It's crazy. And then each person tied in the stories that off branch. It's crazy. If you haven't seen it, wow, crazy. Okay, so the first person that gets put on in the beginning of the show, the first episode, first person talking, is a guy named John Reinke. He was the zoo manager there, the head manager. And that's who we're talking to tonight. Yes, the guy, he's in a lot of the episodes. It sounds like there's a whole nother season. The movie, oh my God. So I am so excited to actually talk to John Reinke, the damn manager of the zoo, and worked with the Joe Exotic. So we're going to play my little commercial I made for the Pegasus Special Riders over here in Ogle County, Illinois, who they help people using horses. They help people with depression and mental health issues and also people with physical disabilities. But in March of 2022, they had a huge windstorm that came through and destroyed some of their buildings, and they're like non-for-profit, need some help. So I made a little commercial for free for them, just kind of like help them out a little bit. So check out my commercial, and when we get back, we're going to be talking to the Tiger King show head manager of GW Zoo in the show, Joe Reinke, when we return. Can't wait. Talk to you soon. Hello, everyone. As we are wrapping gifts and wrapping up the 2022 season, we are thinking of others that are in need help. There's so many people you can help and donate to and volunteer with, and they are all appreciative, and so are we. But if you're looking for a place that's special, that maybe not get as much attention as a lot of other places might, well, then I got a place for you in the Ogle County area. It's called Pegasus Special Riders. They've been around 25 years helping people with mental illnesses, depression, physical disabilities, and they are very important. They're an organization that provides children and adults with special needs an activity that is both therapeutic and fun in a safe, supportive, non-competitive environment. Each client's weekly lesson includes both riding and care of the horse, so a relationship can develop between the person and the animal. Primary clients are individuals with disabilities who benefit physically, emotionally, cognitively through animal-assisted activities, primarily through interaction with horses. This place in March of 2022 suffered major damage to its facilities, its arena specifically, and there's pictures online, where it was destroyed by wind damage. And they still need a little help. They haven't had any events there, and they're still need a little help. If you want to check out more and help them out, please check out PegasusSpecialRiders.org. And you could donate there, or you could sign up to volunteer. So please, during the holiday season of 2022, if you're in the giving spirit, check out PegasusSpecialRiders.org. Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Catchin Up with Carter and Fam show on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited for tonight because, like I just said a minute ago, in 2021, I got to where I needed a new show, and I put on Netflix's The Tiger King. And boy, My mind was blown away every single minute I watched this show. And I have the head zoo manager, John Reinke, on the phone. John, welcome.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much. Man, we definitely are going to get to the zoo and talk about the show and everything. But first, where are you from originally, and how did you get into the, wildlife business?
I lived in Burkburnett, Texas, most of my life since I was about 8 years old, I guess. And I found this place on vacation. I had a pet monkey, so I loved animals. I had a dog. Nothing unusual. I mean, everybody should have a pet monkey, but
I agree.
On vacation, man, I just ran into it, and I fell in love with a grizzly bear there. I just loved interacting with him. So I just started volunteering, man, and helping them out and donating stuff, and it turned into a 14 years of drama.
Yeah, I'd say that's crazy. So you just started volunteering there at GW Zoo then, and then you got hired in there with Joe and met him, or how did that get started then?
Yeah. I just, the first day I was there, I met Joe. And I asked him if they needed something, and he said their bear needed a water tank. So I donated a water tank. And I don't know, over the times of going, I went every weekend to volunteer because I needed help. And I would take bleach, because bleach is the cheap thing to buy that zoos need. And I went every weekend, and I just earned the respect and gained the trust of the animals and the employees, and it just turned into a career.
How long did you say you had to volunteer there before you became an actual employee?
I bet I was there probably a year, I guess. It's hard to remember back that long. But Joe ran into problems with the manager that he had there, and his manager left in the middle of the night and took all the payroll, took all the tools and everything, and left him hanging. Me and that manager didn't really go eye to eye all the time, so I didn't really care about him. And Joe called me one night, and he was on the road. He says, I need help. And when he called me for help, I went running, and I just stayed there. And something that was supposed to just be a 3-week thing turned into 14 years.
What were you doing before that? Was there anything to do with animals at all, or was it just completely off the wall?
Not at all, man. I'm a mechanic by trade. A lot of people know me. They know I'm affiliated with race cars. I have a dirt modified, hopefully getting a factory stock this year. It's just, I don't know. Mechanic has just been my thing. And like I said, I ran into that zoo, and it wasn't even planned. And I fell in love with that grizzly bear, and it just changed my life.
What was it like? What was your first reaction when you met Joe Exotic? What were you like, this guy's kind of off, or what'd you think of him right away when you first met him?
A little bit about him, that he did magic and stuff. But, when I first met him, I didn't even know he was gay. A lot of people says you couldn't tell by looking at him. Well, no, he's a showman. He's a magician. So all them guys have eyeliner, fingernails, all that stuff. So I didn't think of it, and not that it would have mattered because I didn't care. But I bet I was volunteering there 6 weeks, probably 2 months before I knew he was even gay.
Right. I mean, he seemed like a nice guy in a way, I guess. I don't know. He definitely, to be honest, out of all the people on there, you seem to like the most solid-headed one. You always seem like to be in a good mood, and you're always laughing. I know you got. What was it like? How many times did you go to bed and were like, what the hell did I just see? Or what was today about? You know what I mean?
That was every day, dude. I mean, there was so much that went on around there and behind the scenes. And, John Finley, I woke up one day with John Finley holding a pistol in his hand above my bed, and I thought, what the hell? It's just every day was a new day there. I promise you.
And you lived there too then, right, John?
I did. I didn't have much of a relationship with my wife at that time, so I just stayed at the zoo. And I actually stayed in Joe's house with them. I was okay with that. I'm not gay, but they were. And I told Joe, I said, I don't have a problem with it at all, dude. Just don't force it on me, and I won't force my life on you, And we had an understanding like that. But I stayed right there at Joe's house. And, you know, in the beginning, most of the time he was gone because he did his magic on the road trying to promote the park. And I just stayed there and ran the zoo. But then when Carol got involved real hard and shut him down and wouldn't let him go do nothing anymore and just took over the world, he was at the park a lot. Well, that's when the drama really got heavy. And I'm not a drama person. I don't need drama. But I dealt with a lot of it there. And you just have to stay headstrong. You got to keep your head about you.
Man, 2020 for you guys was crazy. I mean, it was crazy for the whole world, like I said in the beginning. But for you guys to have Tiger King go live in 2020 as well and just be one of the biggest shows, I think, of all time, just like blowing. I can't believe some of the things that these other people that own stuff, you know, these other guys, Doc and all these other people, some of the stories that you watch, like, damn, this is kind of crazy looking back at this, you know?
You know, if you watch the first season, I'll just go out on a limb right here and tell you that was 98% accurate.
Holy shit!
After that, they start fishing and adding stuff, but the first season was 98% accurate. Joe is a lot more flamboyant and arrogant than they showed. They toned him down a lot. But yeah, we woke up one night. And the very next day, people knew who I was. When I went to Walmart, I had to sign autographs. That was the craziest thing during the COVID.
That's crazy. What was life like before Carol got involved there? Like, how many years do you think you were working there before it really started getting kind of crazy with PETA and all these other, you know, stuff that she called about?
Whenever you're involved with animals in cages or out in public, you deal with PETA. I don't care what you're doing. They got their nose in everything. Carol was always involved, but it wasn't near as bad in 2006. It just started getting bad. Oh,
okay. Okay, I wondered how long it was that, you know, it was kind of okay there.
Yeah,
what?
Yeah. Oh, it was. I mean, it was always there. But you know, Carol did the same thing Joe did at her facility. The identical same thing. And she didn't want Joe doing it. She wanted to be the only one to do it. And it's crazy how money took over. Money won that deal. Not right or wrong. Money won.
Man, so after, I can't remember exactly. I got to rewatch it. I thought it was incredible. And I remember you being in a lot of it. But what was it like, you know, working for him, and then, you know, then you were dealing with this other guy that he's off the wall too, and then you got the guy with the several girlfriends. You got 3 or 4 different owners or whatever, and then didn't Carol buy the place too at one point?
Well, no, Carol won it in a lawsuit. You know, Joe fought it every day. He fought. Carol won $1 million lawsuit against Joe, and so she put a lien on Joe. So anything he has or anything becomes hers if he sells it or anything. So Joe sent that zoo through the courts 90 different ways trying to from getting it. So we knew when he went to jail, she was going to he won that in the lawsuit.
Dang, that's crazy. A few points that happened on there. I was in the Navy, and I witnessed a couple things happen with people, and I even was involved with there was a helicopter that crashed, and there was a couple people that died, and they brought the bodies on our ship, and I had to carry some downstairs in a flag, and I remember that. But I can't remember for sure, but what was your reaction to Kelsey losing her arm to the tiger?
You know, all the bad stuff you've seen on there, every time something bad happened, I had went home for the weekend.
That's crazy.
I wasn't there when Saf lost her hand, but I had to clean it up, you know, because our local sheriff shut it down like a crime scene when it was just an accident, just a workplace accident. But they literally had him shut down. And, you know, at that time that happened, the government was shut down. So everything about the zoo is regulated by government. Everything. And they wouldn't let us open up. We had to refund the money to everybody that was there. I mean, they just shut the whole place down and thought, if this place isn't open, we can't afford to feed these animals. Who's going to feed these animals? And they wouldn't answer it. Not my problem, not my problem. Wait till the government comes and the government can say yay or nay. I said, the government ain't coming because they're on strike. Okay, the government shut down. Not going to happen. So we literally had to call the governor and get the governor on the phone and talk with the governor about who was going to feed them cats as long as we were going to be shut down, as long as the government was shut down. And the governor had to make the decision and told us what to do and to open back up. Once that it took me all day. It took all day to get the governor to talk, but we finally got it done. But yeah, I had to clean that mess up. And then, they had the Travis mess. I had went home for that weekend when Travis shot himself.
Yeah. I was going to bring that up in a minute, but go ahead.
I wasn't even home. I was not even home. And I got that phone call and I didn't know what was wrong. I didn't know what happened. All I know is Joe called me screaming and crying and I couldn't make heads or tails. And I knew it was bad. So I just turned around and went right back to the zoo. So when I got there, Joe was passed out on the front porch. The ambulance was dealing with him. And they wouldn't let me inside because that was a crime scene because they didn't know if somebody shot him, whatever. So I had to take control of that situation and clean that mess up. So,
what?
Right in the midst of all that drama.
I was going to say, I mean, even talking to you now and just how you've been dealing with me, you're just such a down-to-earth guy, and I want to say thank you for that. But do you feel that you have some sort of like post-traumatic syndrome? Because, God, you had to deal with some crazy shit. I mean, even though you weren't there, I mean, you were friends with these people too, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. When I say I had to clean the mess up, I literally had to clean the mess up too. You would think I'd have post-traumatic stuff, but somebody had to clean all that blood up on both those cases, and that was me. So I don't know. I'm kind of a cold-hearted person. I don't cry at funerals. I don't go to funerals. Yeah, a lot of people say I'm a dick.
You got a tough skin. I understand. Some people got that. I mean, that's just crazy because I know that. Oh God, I'm blank of his name, but the other gentleman, he had died. He died last year, I think. The head zookeeper guy.
Oh, Eric.
Yeah.
Alcohol. That's how he died.
Right. But wasn't that last year, 2021?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he was your friend too, I'm sure.
No, I think that was the beginning of 2022.
Oh, maybe you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, either way, it was after the show, right?
Yeah, he was a friend, but he wouldn't quit drinking. So we kind of, I don't know how many times I fired him to send him home. He showed up to work drunk one day while the inspectors were there. He decided to put his finger in a bear cage, and that bear bit the tip of his finger off right in front of me.
Jesus.
I said, dude, you're drunk. I said, you need to go home. I said, but first we got to sew your finger back on.
It literally bit his finger off?
Yeah, bit the first digit of his pointer finger off.
Right in front of you?
Right in front of me.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's wild. Well, rest in peace to that guy anyway. Man, that's just crazy. Do you still talk to the other co-workers of yours that work there?
I did. I talk to Saf every now and then, but as far as John Finley goes, I've talked to Joe a couple times, but most of them are all lawyered up for some reason, like they got something to hide, and they won't let you talk to any of them. So
what's the status now with Carol? Because you told me off the phone, you said, because I wasn't going to really bring Carol Baskins up, but you said she's suing you right now too, huh?
Yeah, she sued me the same time she sued Joe and got all that judgment against him. But she released everybody from that trial, except she released me without prejudice, which means she can bring me back at any time. So I don't know how many years that hangs over my head, but I don't even care. She did it.
So you think she legitimately killed her husband then with the tiger?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is that really true what they say on there about stomach acids? It goes through a body that fast?
Yeah.
Man, how many close encounters have you had with tigers, lions, and anything else you guys had over there?
Dude, I think I've been bit by everything. Bit on the hand by a bear.
Okay.
I got a nice scar on my cheek from a tiger. I got bit on the leg by a tiger. I got bit by a python on the arm. I got grabbed by a mountain lion on it. Thank God I had 2 winter coats on at the time because it was colder than hell. Yeah. I mean, holy crap. I got bit on the leg by a tiger the same time Joe did when Joe took a helicopter ride.
Man, if GoPros were a thing then, and you would have been recording your own YouTube channel, you would have been gigantic right now too. That's crazy to think that you just.
You need to go to YouTube and look up Joe Exotic TV. Everything I did was under his rights.
Oh, what does that mean for you now then?
I wore GoPros. It didn't do anything for me. He has all the rights to all that stuff.
Which technically goes to Carol then, right?
We didn't even get paid for Netflix, dude.
What? Really?
No, they don't pay for documentaries.
What? I did not know that. That's mind blowing.
Yeah, you know, if you Wikipedia me or whatever the hell it is, it says I'm worth $1.6 million and I'm 60 years old and yeah, I'm dead. So, I don't know. I don't know where they got the $1.6 million at, but no, we didn't get paid for Netflix at all. That's
crazy. I didn't know. I didn't know how that worked, to be honest. I never talked to anybody that had a show on Netflix, but, whatever.
I can tell you.
Dang. But what's life like now after that, John? I mean, what are you doing now?
I work, right now I'm babysitting big cats. I still deal with big cats. So in the wintertime, I take care of two tigers and a lion. And it's a whole lot nicer to have 3 cats instead of 190 of them.
Yeah.
I do that in the wintertime, and in the summertime I work on cars. I race cars, and I make a few appearances every now and then. Last year I had several appearances. I still get recognized. That's the only thing we got out of this Netflix thing is everybody knows who you are. So people want selfies and stuff like that. But I do appearances at car dealerships or like golf courses. I've been to a few wrestling matches. They've got me involved in wrestling matches, and I stay pretty busy. So, but mechanicing's my main job.
You still do that then for a living? That's cool.
I do still do that. Yeah.
Where do you keep? That's dope. I want to hear more about that in a second, but how do you keep 3 of these big cats? You mean at your house, or what do you have? Where do you have 3 cats at?
No, believe me, if I lived out in county, they'd be at my house. But no, when Jeff Lowe took over the zoo, a lot of people used to winter their cats there so they could go on vacation and stuff. Because when you have cats, you're stuck with them 24 hours a day. So we had a circus that would house their cats there every year, and they would pay $5,000 for the care of them, and they'd be there for 4 months. Well, I called this owner and I said, if you take your cats to the GW Zoo, you're not going to get them back. And he said, what do you mean? So I explained to him. I said, Jeff's not giving cats back. People are suing him to get their animals back. And he didn't want to do that. So he said, what am I going to do? I said, well, we're going to build you a compound. So I actually came to Hugo, Oklahoma, and I built him a compound for his 3 cats. We actually built 4 so I could bring Bone Digger with me, but Jeff Lowe wouldn't let me have Bone Digger.
I was going to ask you, that's one of my questions. Who is Bone Digger? Because I know who it is, but I just wanted to ask for you to say. So he's got it, huh?
He was my nearest and dearest friend for life. He was a Barbary lion that was born there at the zoo, and I got him when he was 1 day old, and I raised him in my bedroom. And he stayed in my bedroom till he was, I don't know, probably a year old. And then we moved him out in the front yard, and he stayed in the front yard. But when Joe left, Jeff Lowe had a vendetta and actually starved him to death.
Man, really? That's sad, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
So he's no longer with us, so I have this empty cage I got to look at every day knowing it was for him. But, I have a facility here in Hugo, Oklahoma, but it belongs to the circus. And I stay here and take care of 3 cats.
Man, that's so cool. I love that. I love that you get to be part of that. I saw that.
A lot of people watch my Facebook. If you look at my Facebook or my Instagram, I'm with a lion a lot. That's our new lion. We just got him when he was 5 months old. He's 2 years old now, and me and him are best buds.
So that's cool. So is that also a job, or you just kind of volunteer? How does that work with the circus?
He takes care of me pretty good.
Good for you. Now, I want to talk about a couple more things too, but you told me off the air that you do appearances, and then you also have some merchandise for sale also, and you're on Instagram and Facebook, right?
Right.
I want to buy an autograph. I want an autograph for my studio. So if after we talk off the air, you can figure something out and I can buy one off you?
Yeah.
That's what I like to hear. I got to do this. This is an incredible interview. So
We got different products, actually. You know, I've been involved in a lot of stuff. I got little 3-inch figurines of myself. I got cups that we make ourselves, like epoxy. Tumblers is what they are. I also have pictures. I have shot glasses. I have wrestle buddies because I've got into this wrestling thing pretty big. I've actually been in the ring a couple times too, so it's been pretty crazy. But I have all that merch for sale, and we're working on some T-shirts right now. But I've got Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna.
TikTok. So you just gotta look up John Reinke Tiger King. If you look up John Reinke on Facebook, you can find me. The rest of them is John Reinke Tiger King. So.
And how do you spell your last name? Because I know it's a little different.
Yeah, it is. It's Reinke. You know, everybody at the zoo called me Rink.
Right.
Kind of like chatting with Carter here.
Right.
I had so many Johns at the zoo. When they come on the radio, they wanted a John, you know, as how all of us would answer. So we all went with nicknames, and they just started calling me Rink, and I've just been called Rink from then on.
So out of all the people that you met, I mean, like you said, every day was just so crazy. Out of the ones that they show on, I only seen the one season. I don't know if the second one was released, and I haven't seen a movie either, but I thought the show was enough, and I've just had a busy year of other stuff going on, like having another child and all kinds of stuff. But I just, like, which person did you just, or all of the people that you walked away when you met these people with him and just like, man, what am I dealing with, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, the coolest one of everybody I had at the zoo was Travis. I love that guy, man. He would do anything for me that I needed. He didn't give a shit about nobody else. He just wanted to smoke his weed, shoot his guns, and ride his 4-wheelers. But if I needed something, he would be there. I was actually teaching him mechanics on his go-kart and stuff so he could work on his own stuff, and he was really into that. So he meant a lot to me. You know, I care about Joe, but Joe is Joe, and he still doesn't learn. He's in jail and still hasn't learned how to shut his mouth. He just goes about everything the wrong way all the time. So.
Well, he got away with quite a bit for a long time. So, I mean, you know, what they say, you make your bed, you lay in it or whatever. But, I just wonder what you thought of these people. I'm really sorry about that you lost your friend that way. I lost a really good friend of mine to suicide, and I miss him, and I wish I was shoulda, coulda, wouldas, you know. Did you think that was purposeful, or do you think that was an accident at that point?
Yeah, I think it was an accident because he was pretty reckless with his guns. 2 weeks before that happened, somebody convinced him if the clip wasn't in the gun, it wouldn't go off. 2 weeks prior to what happened to him, he did that to me. He walked up to me and put that gun up to my head and pulled the trigger. And I threatened his life right then. I said, you ever do that to me again, I will literally beat you with my legs until you're gone.
What the fuck? Wow.
It won't go off. I said, the most dangerous gun is the unloaded gun. I said, no. And then when I got that phone call, and then I got back to the office, and I seen that mess and heard what was going on, I couldn't believe it.
Dang, that's crazy, man. That's so sad. How was the... Yeah, I saw... Dude, every episode, you know, I was rewatching some today with my fiance, and I was just like, holy crap, I forgot about this and this and that. And it was like every time that you got something, it was like, no way. It was something 10 times bigger the next moment. I'm like, yeah. What the hell? So looking back now... would you do it again? Would you work there and do a whole thing again?
Probably.
I understand. It was.
I've been offered. I can't tell you how many times I've been offered a job at other facilities, and I just haven't went yet. And
why is that?
I don't know. I think enough was enough, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of content where I'm at now at home, doing my mechanicing, racing my cars, getting by. I mean, by no means am I rich. By no means am I making a bunch of money, but I just do enough to get by. So I'm pretty content with that.
Right. And after 14 years of craziness every single day, you can kind of be mellow for a little while and be like, you know what, I'm fine with this, right?
Yeah, and I'm in the process of writing a book. I'm trying to concentrate on that, and I really would like to do some motivational speeches. I think I want to try my hand at that.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. That's a great idea. I watch a couple different motivational speakers, and I think that's a great idea. I even saw that Snoop Dogg just came out with like an affirmation rap video that's going viral too. You're beautiful. You're happy. You know, I'm like, hey, whatever you got to do. Life's too short to be pissed all the time, and we're losing people for all kinds of crazy reasons, and we got to try to be positive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. People ask me all the time. When I sign autographs, I put on there, stay positive or be real. Absolutely.
I have one last question. It's kind of personal because I noticed you have prosthetic legs. How did you get those? Can I ask you that?
A zip line accident.
Oh my God. When did that happen?
It happened in 94. I was 28 years old. I used to bungee jump in my prior festivities. And we would travel around and do bungee jumping. We'd let people pay to bungee jump. And these people that built the bungee jump had built a portable zip line, and we were testing it for insurance purposes. And I was the last one to test it, and the pulley was put on there backwards, and I just fell. I fell 50 feet, landed on my feet, landed on a trailer. I took 2 6-inch stakes in my right ass cheek, broke my hip, broke my back at the L1, and lost feeling from the waist down. So they put my feet back together and wouldn't cut them off. Told me to get in a wheelchair and live there the rest of my life, and I just refused to do it. So I'd walk them. I learned how to walk. I went to Dallas Rehab Institute, learned how to walk on numb feet, and that was the worst thing I could have done because I just kept a bone infection. So I probably had, 20 or 30 surgeries on my feet trying to keep my feet alive. And finally, I was just sick enough that I nearly died. I went to Oklahoma City and had the first one cut off. And that was a game changer. So when the second one went bad, probably about 6 years later, I had it cut off.
That's a story in itself, dude. Wow.
Yeah. Best thing I could have done. Texas would not cut my feet off. They refused to do it. And by the time I got to Oklahoma City, I was near dead. So he said, we gotta do this tomorrow.
Holy crap. That's crazy. So you've just been accustomed to a crazy life for a long time already then.
Oh yeah. Yeah. When I found the zoo, I had one real leg. I was still wearing pants at that time. And when I went to, when I had my second leg cut off, my second foot cut off at the zoo, it happened while I was at the zoo. I went to wearing shorts all the time because when you have prosthetic legs, you got to change your socks all the time to adjust to your stump swelling and shrinking, shrinks, and it'll shrink when it's cold and all that stuff. So you have to adjust it. Well, I got tired of pulling my pants down to fix all that, so I just started wearing shorts. So I haven't wore pants since.
I have to say, I don't look at many people's prosthetic leg. I don't try to be rude, but the one you can see that you have, I think they're so rad. That's custom, obviously, right?
Yeah, they're custom. I keep them all prettied up like that just because they'd just be dull and boring if they wasn't dressed up. So I keep them pretty flashy.
Yeah, that's so sick. Man, what a life. I'm really glad that you're still standing tall and everything's really good with you. I want to definitely help you any way possible. And any way, when you release this book and put it together, I would love to help promote it anyway. I'll buy one too, for sure. I would love to have it autographed, of course. But I can't say thank you enough for doing that. And, I'm sorry for the people you've lost through the show and any trauma you've suffered from that or whatever. Sounds like you're a pretty strong person. What's your zodiac? That's my last question. Pisces. I'm a Cancer. But boy, man, you seem, you could have been a Navy SEAL, I feel like, with the skin you got.
I try to stay pretty positive. I get down. When I get down, I'm down. But when I'm up, I'm positive all the time.
Well, I appreciate it so much, John. Please take care. Again, this is John Reinke from Tiger King. He was the manager of the GW Zoo. It's just so crazy that this happened, and I'm so honored to be able to speak to him. Thank you so much, John.
No problem at all.
Okay, everybody, that was John Reinke, the general manager of the GW Zoo. That's right, the zoo where Joe Exotic, the Tiger King, Carol Baskets, all that fun jazz. I just got off the phone with this guy. What a great interview. What a great guy, down to earth. Please follow him. He definitely has a different last name. He's on Instagram. He's on Facebook. Look him up. He says he does do different things, like he did some haunted houses he'll be at, and he'll even come to your event for only $2,500. So if you want him at your event for some reason, you want him signing some autographs or talking to people, you can have John Reinke, the guy that worked alongside the Joe Exotic for 14 years. Isn't that crazy? It's been a great interview. If you could do me a gigantic favor though, and look me up on Instagram, Catching Up with Carter and Fam on Instagram. Also, we're on Facebook, Catching Up with Carter and Fam. Our dog Radar the Pit Mix has Instagram. My son Jackson also has Life with Jack. So please follow them. Hit us subscribe. Please do me a favor and share this. And take care. Do me a big favor. Please take care. I will have to attach his name. At this current moment, I'm trying to look it up right now and also record. And I'm not really that good at it, I guess. I'm looking real quick. Let me try real fast. Hold on. I might get it. Okay, it is John, and his last name is Reinke, Reinke, John, Reinke. Find him on Instagram, find him on Facebook, find out where he's at. And like I said, if you want him, he will even come to your special event for only $2,500. Thank you for listening to Catching Up with Carter and Fam podcast number 14. Please share, subscribe, take care, stay safe. Bye-bye.
Thank you for spending an hour of your time with us. Now will you do yourself a favor? Check us out on Catching Up with Carter and Fam Show. Do yourself another favor and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Insta. Our dog's also up there, so you'll be doing yourself a third favor. And we'll see you next week. Toodles.